Hello, Prince William Democrats. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Senator Colgan, in some ways, is a story about a wonderful man who always seems to be in the ring in a championship bout and you just can't knock him out. And of course, that analogy is reminiscent of those famous Rocky ads. You all remember the Rocky ads, right? And I remember back in 2007, and when that commercial would come on, my family loved it. They DVR'd and play it over and over. And I remember back in 2007, the party wanted to help him so much that they sent all these campaign experts, and they said, we can give you the best signs, we can make all these ads. And he said, no, I got this. And he did. And he and his wonderful family put those VDOT-style flashing signs in the intersections. They pulled out the Rocky ad, and it was just wonderful. He was there hitting the punching bags with a lot of his accomplishments, and reminded everybody just how hard he's worked for his constituents, and been effective. And Toddy, this goes for you too. On behalf of a very grateful Commonwealth, I want to thank you both for your tremendous As most of you know, I grew up just up the road in Loudoun County. And we in the outer suburbs are showing people that we can turn what have been Republican strongholds blue. And that when people talk about vote-rich Northern Virginians, Northern Virginia, they include these swing counties in the outer suburbs. And I want to thank you for everything you're doing to help make that happen. It's been a great 16 months so far in the Attorney General's office. I can't tell you how proud I am of the work that our team has done in that short time. It was a great feeling to be able to change the state's position in the marriage equality cases. And we wanted the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court let the decision stand. And I was in the Supreme Court building during the arguments last week, and it reminded me that there have been times in our state's history when the Attorney General from Virginia was going to the Supreme Court and arguing on the wrong side of landmark civil rights cases. This time, I was there to show that we were standing up for the equal rights for all Virginians. And also last spring, I was hearing from a lot of folks, a lot of students, a lot of universities, and a lot of the business community about the dreamers, the children of immigrants who have grown up here. And I took a look at our in-state tuition law, and I saw that thanks to what the President had done in 2012 with the Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, these kids were lawfully present. And that's what they needed to establish domicile and to qualify for in-state tuition. And it was a great feeling to make that announcement at the Northern Virginia Community College. There were so many dreamers there. They were in tears because of the joy, and they told me it was going to change their lives forever. And I've seen so many students who've been so grateful that now they can get an affordable college education in their home state. We're also taking on some really tough public safety challenges. There has been a spike in heroin and prescription drug overdoses in Virginia. And we are, it is more than just a law enforcement issue. It is also a public health issue. And we need to step up our efforts on education and prevention and treatment. We are also working on the problem of campus sexual assaults in Virginia. And we are on track to release a report from the task force on June 1st. We will have some concrete recommendations to try to end campus sexual assaults on our campus. And what I want every Virginia student to know is that if they report an incident of sexual assault, that they're not going to be treated judgmentally or with suspicion, but they will be treated with the respect and the compassion they deserve. So those are the kinds of things that I point to when I tell people that we are able to show Virginians just what an Attorney General can do for them. And that we have a different vision for the office, and it means that the law is there to help all Virginians, and especially those who are vulnerable or have been discriminated against, and the people who need the arm and the shield of the law to help protect them. And of course, none of that would be possible if it hadn't been for your hard work and support. If there is one example of the difference that is illustrated from our office and from my predecessor, it's a case called King versus Burwell that's now in the Supreme Court. And it's the latest legal challenge to the Affordable Care Act. And that case, of course, came out of Virginia. And my predecessor had filed a brief in support of the plaintiffs who were trying to take away the federal subsidies for health insurance from Virginians. And that case had already been argued when I was inaugurated. The district court ruled in favor of the Affordable Care Act. It was appealed to the Fourth Circuit. So I withdrew his brief. I filed my own on the side of the 300,000 Virginians. What it means. If you take a family of four right here in Prince William County, a family of four earning a combined income of $50,000, that could be a teaching assistant and a healthcare worker and 2 children. It would cost about $750 a month for health insurance, and it would be a real stretch. With the subsidies, it would be $278. It literally is the difference between being able to get health insurance for that family and not having it. Well, in that case, we won in the Fourth Circuit 3-0. It's now in the Supreme Court, and we led the effort among other states' attorneys general to come in and support those subsidies, not just for the 300,000 Virginians, but 8 to 9 million Americans who are depending on it, and we got 22 other states, plus the district, to join our amicus brief. None of that would have been possible if it hadn't been for all the hard work that you put in back in 2013. And the elections of our great Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam and I are testament to what a difference it makes in places like Prince William when you work hard like that. And we've got a great opportunity to elect a great slate of candidates. You all have shown that when we put great candidates together like the slate of local candidates and candidates for the General Assembly that you've got, when you're united, which we are, and when you get out and work hard during the summer and the fall, Democrats can win, and that's the kind of difference that it really makes. So I want to thank you so much for all your help and support. I look forward to campaigning shoulder to shoulder with you this summer and this fall so we can pick up seats in the House of Delegates, so that we can get majority control in the Senate, so we can strengthen the governor's hand on Medicaid, so you can return the board here in Prince William County, and I can't thank you enough for all of your help and support.